On today's primetime local news, the residents in recovery announced they will keep their doors open thanks to the generous support of the community.
Keeping the doors open. We're definitely keeping the doors open here.
And how the coronavirus is affecting the grain trade market, especially for canola.
The coronavirus in China is impacting veg oils in a large way right now.
Plus, how a Lloydminster woman bought Jan Arden tickets for a total stranger in Winnipeg.
I really just did it as a kind gesture. It wasn't meant for anything in return.
Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Residents in recovery are confident they'll be able to reach their $35,000 goal to keep the Downtown Recovery Center opened. Since announcing they would be closing if they couldn't secure enough funding, they've been holding fundraisers, including a garage sale over the weekend. And even though they're almost at their goal, they hope to raise more money.
We've almost hit our $35,000 goal. The fundraising has gone very well. The community's really stepped up and supported us. I really would like to hit our $55,000 goal, which takes us till May, till our large golf tournament fundraiser. But you know, as far as keeping the doors open, we're definitely keeping the doors open here.
Residents in recovery has been overwhelmed by the positive response from the local community. This weekend, they'll be having a bottle drive to raise more money.
We have a bottle drive coming up this Saturday, the 22nd. People can drop off their bottles at the center here. We'll have different places they can drop off next weekend. Or you can take your bottles to the bottle depot and just say they're for residents of recovery, and we'll get those funds.
Well, when a woman from Winnipeg took to Twitter saying she couldn't afford tickets to Jan Arden's show, one local woman decided to buy her ticket to Arden's concert in Winnipeg out of the kindness in her heart. Our Desmond King has more.
Pauline L. has been a huge fan of Jan Arden since the 90s. She has her paintings in her office and loves her music. When she came across a tweet where one woman said she couldn't afford tickets to go see Arden, she wanted to help.
I went to Ticketmaster and seen what was available and got her the best seat I could, and went back onto Twitter and emailed me, and I thought, well, she probably thinks I'm some, troll or something, internet troll. So I took a screenshot of the ticket that I bought and posted that on there, and then it just kind of blew up.
When Pauline gifted the tickets to the woman from Winnipeg, she wasn't expecting it to get as much attention as it did.
I never ever thought it would, blow up to this. I really just did it as a kind gesture. It wasn't meant for anything in return. And to have Jan actually acknowledge it and respond and contact us both, that's been amazing, amazing.
Pauline says she has been listening to Arden's music since she was in her 20s, and she was going through a dark part of her life at the time, so her music spoke to her like no other had before.
Back when Jan was first starting in the early 90s, actually one of her CDs was given to me, and that's how I came familiar with her, and her lyrics just spoke to me. They really resonate with me. And at the time I was I think 22 years old. I had a 2-year-old daughter. I was just widowed, so her lyrics really spoke to me. And at the time, I didn't have money, let alone, an extra $100 or whatever to go buy a ticket. And if someone had done that for me at that time, that would have, just meant the world.
After she gifted the tickets, Jan Arden found the tweets and offered to get her free tickets to any show. Pauline had already bought tickets for 3 shows, so now she gets to meet the singer instead.
I still haven't wrapped my head around that. I'm kind of thankful that I have a couple of months to get used to that idea, because if she walked in right now, I'd just be a blubbering mess.
Jasmine King, Primetime Local News.
Well, days before the Academy Awards, the DPA pre-Oscar gift suite were held in LA for businesses invited to showcase and sell their products to celebrities. Well, this year, a local jewelry business out of Cold Lake was invited to attend. She sold some of her pieces which were worn on the red carpet. Nadine Friesen, owner of Madame Nadine Jewelry and Accessory, attended the gift suite for the 2 days leading up to the Oscars and had the honor of having a couple of her pieces worn on the red carpet.
They find people who are, artists or who has businesses, and those gift suites usually send invitation to all nominees, and then the nominees are invited to come in the suite. So I was in that suite for February 7th and 8th, and some of the stars came by my table, and I asked them if they wanted some jewelry for their red carpet event, and some said yes.
A couple of celebrities that wore pieces of Friesen's jewelry on the red carpet include Los Angeles Fox 11 News anchor Christine Devine and actress Olivia Dudek.
It feels good because I work hard for that, and to see that they like it, it's pretty amazing.
Friday night saw the Bobcats in action, not on the ice, but rather hosting their Valentine's dance. Our Evan Kenny has more from that night and this week's Beyond the Boards.
People are used to seeing the Bobcats players take to the ice. But Friday night, the helmets and gloves came off for a night of fun.
Just an area for people to come together and have a good night or a good Valentine's Day.
There was everything from a silent auction to the Dirt Rich Band. This is the third annual Valentine's dance after being changed from a ladies' night out. The point of the night?
It's nice to meet them, and they've been supporting us all year, so mighty kind of them to come to our games, so we can do something for them, and it's probably pretty cool for them as well. So.
Along with the silent auction, different items were being sold. This included a Bobcats mini fridge, a Coach purse, and a liquor cart.
This is our second biggest fundraiser of the year, and it helps to offset the cost of travel and hotels and meals and equipment and everything.
The players were in charge of working each station.
Well, I'm selling some tickets. We got a pretty nice beer fridge there.
I'm just carrying around champagne so that when people are done drinking theirs, I'll refill it.
But it wasn't all work for the boys. They got to go out and interact with the people who have watched them all season long.
Pretty much the biggest thing we could say is just thank you for everything they've done for us. They've supported us through this year, even though it hasn't been the best of years, obviously.
Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
Beyond the Boards is brought to you by City Center Auto Body. For over 35 years, City Center Auto Body has been your go-to auto body shop.
The Lakeland Rustlers volleyball teams have a week to prepare for the conference championship after grinding through injuries and fatigue the last 2 weeks. This weekend provides some time for rest as well as some reflection, especially for one player who played his final home match on Saturday. Josh Ryan has the story.
Both volleyball squads head into the bye week physically and mentally drained, particularly on the men's side with 3 starters sidelined.
You know, we need some rest here. Yeah, the bye's coming at a perfect time for us.
It's going to be good to let them heal and get better, and then hopefully they'll be ready to train either next week or hopefully end of next week so that they can get some reps in and get back to game shape.
Fourth-year Cole Sutherland is looking forward to the rest, but there's mixed feelings as his team heads into the playoffs, knowing that after graduating, his playing days are over.
It's going to be bittersweet. You know, I love the guys here, love the culture, and it was a good 4 years. We turned the culture around here, made conference championships this year, so it feels pretty good in that sense, and yeah, it'll be tough to take it off.
Sutherland's career will be defined in large part similarly to how the Rustlers have fared this year, constantly fighting to stay healthy.
He's battled the whole time he's been here. So all 4 years, whether it was with, some academic stuff or some knee issues and injuries and, just always being there and being a good teammate and putting a smile on guys' faces. Couldn't be more thankful that he stuck it out and has really grinded his way to a pretty good little career in the ACAC.
We got a good staff here, and they help me stay healthy, talked with Tay when I needed a break, and yeah, we managed it well.
Being able to rest this weekend allows for both coaches to push their teams a little harder in practice.
Try to mimic this week as to what conference championships are going to look like. We'll take a couple days off, and then we'll train hard for 3 days, which that's what it takes to be able to win the ACAC title, and then we'll take a couple days off, and then it's go time.
And Sutherland can fully savor the feeling of finally making the championship as he ends his time at Lakeland.
You don't want to go home to your family and say you never made playoffs as a player, and it's just going to feel good that we turned that program around after a 12-year drought of not making playoffs, so it'll be good.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local Sports.
And now for another look at your evening weather forecast with our Abby St. John.
Thanks, Judy. Taking a look at our satellite radar, not as much snow activity as we've seen the past couple of days, which is a good thing, but we are under that extreme cold warning here in Lloydminster, up in Cold Lake, Bonnyville as well. That area under an extreme cold warning for overnight tonight. On the Saskatchewan side, it's mostly just the central Saskatchewan area, St. Walburg, Unity, down in North Battleford as well, seeing that extreme cold warning, so definitely be cautious if you're going outside for periods of long time tonight. Current temperatures -23 here in Lloydminster as well as in St. Walburg, -25 in Macklin and North Battleford, -22 in Maidstone and in Meadow Lake, -21 in Pearceland, Green Lake and up in Isle Cross. On the Alberta side, -22 in Provost and in St. Paul, -23 in Vermilion, Vegreville, Marwayne and Bonnyville, -18 in Cold Lake, -19 in Lac La Biche, and -17 out in Edmonton. And then tomorrow, -9 here in Lloydminster as well as in Marwayne, -8 in Cold Lake, Bonnyville, St. Paul and Vermilion, -6 in Provost and Vegreville, -7 in Wainwright, -3 out in Edmonton, and -4 up in Lac La Biche. And on the Saskatchewan side, -6 in Macklin, -10 in North Battleford and Maidstone and up in Isle Cross, -12 in St. Walburg, -9 in Meadow Lake, -8 in Green Lake, and -7 out in Pearceland. And overnight across the region, fairly cold temperatures. Overnight, Meadow Lake and Pearceland sitting at -28, -25 in Isle Cross, Provost and Wainwright, -27 in Bonnyville, -29 in Paradise Hill, -31 in Unity, and -26 in Murnum for your overnight temperatures. Your school day forecast for tomorrow and here in Lloydminster, 8 a.m. it'll be -20 with fairly clear sunny skies, which will be the trend for the day. Recess time, it'll be around -17, and then by the time lunch rolls around, it'll warm up to around -14, and then school's out, it'll be around -10 with a low of -27 for tomorrow. Then on Thursday, a fairly clear and sunny day with a high of -4 and a low of -12. On Friday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of -1 and a low of -10. To start your weekend off on Saturday, it'll be a mix of sun and cloud with a high of +1 and a low of -5. On Sunday, also a mix of sun and cloud with a high of -4 and a low of -11. On Monday, it's partly cloudy with a high of -7 and a low of -10. And then on Tuesday, it'll be a high of -10 and a low of -20. That is a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more news in the question of the day coming up after the break.
A great long weekend. Of course, Monday was family day, and the question was, how did you spend your family day? I ended up staying at home because it was so freezing outside, and I just wanted to bundle up and stay inside because I can't really drive to Calgary for now. Right?
Yes, a lot of our commenters did say we stayed at home, stayed inside. It was too cold. A couple commenters were working. When a couple ladies said that they were watching the Scotties tournament, the big curling tournament, which is nice. And then we had one commenter say that she volunteered at Winterfest and then relaxed the rest of the afternoon.
Wow.
So
amazing.
Yeah.
I heard Winterfest was really, really good. And a lot of people had gone to it. So I heard some people say it was good. And they did happen to, take their family members there. And it happens every year, right? As an annual
and
event.
too bad it wasn't, a little bit warmer because it was quite frigid out, unfortunately. But I'm I'm assuming a lot of families did have a lot of fun out at Winterfest as well. It is Winterfest, so the
it's fine
cold
to be
weather
cold,
is
right?
fine, but it would have been nice if it was a little bit warmer, so it was a little bit more enjoyable, but I'm sure that it was a lot of fun nonetheless.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to do on those days, and in the city there was a lot of different events that were happening probably, but Winterfest was the big one that everybody was talking about. I kind of wish I went to it because I love that kind of feeling, and in Lloyd I want to experience as much as I can. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah.
So, but that's too bad we didn't get a chance to go. But
but it's nice that the kids have now this week off, so that they can do other activities when it is warmer out. So that's always nice.
Oh, beautiful. And now on a different note, of course, pets. Thanks for sending your pets for a chance to win a gift card from the Pet Pad.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
I'm here with Becca from the SPCA, and she's brought in this adorable puppy named Caddy. Super shy, very timid almost, but very adorable nonetheless, and super soft on the head.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how she came to the SPCA, I believe with a litter of puppies you mentioned.
Yes, there was 3 of them all together, so they were all named after Dumbo characters. So the other 2 have found their homes now, so she's the only one left, unfortunately, but we're sure she'll find her home soon. But yeah, they were found on the side of the road just outside of Onion Lake. So someone did pick them up and brought them in, and they were a little bit skinny, but not too bad, so we've gotten them all healthy and vaccinated and ready to go for adoption now.
And do you know what breed they are? Because I feel that there's a different texture of her fur than her body, like on her head than her body. So do you kind of have an idea of what breed that she may be?
We would probably just say a German Shepherd cross. She's got a lot of the German Shepherd markings, but they are a little bit different from what a normal Shepherd would look like. So probably a little bit of something else in there as well. Sees herself, but yeah, just basically a mixture probably.
And how old do you think she is? Do you think she'll grow any bigger, or?
Oh yeah. She's only creeping up on 4 months old now, so she's quite a large puppy. So we think that she will be a big dog. So she'll need a lot of space to run. Right now, taking her outside, she was completely terrified, but and within a couple days, I see that changing for sure. But yeah, she'll be a very high energy dog, so she'll just need a family that can match that.
And we did notice that she is really shy around amongst people. How is she with other dogs or even cats, just walking past their kennels and stuff?
Yeah, for the most part, the dog, she's fine. I think it's a bit of her safe zone right now at the shelter. So, you open the kennel door and she doesn't bolt. She's like very much like, why are you opening the door? Like, this is my little safe spot here. But like I said, when they first came in, they were really, really terrified of us. But now they absolutely love us. But taking her here, she was a little bit, a little overwhelmed. But again, with that socialization of taking her out and being in the community, I think she would just, warm right up to everybody.
So she would be fine in a setting where there would be little children wandering around.
Yeah. Like I said, again, with little kids, you always want to teach them to kind of not grab or things like that. And then when she does get that spurt of energy, she might, again, bold them over a little bit, but, that comes with training again too. So I think she'd be really good in any family.
And we were talking just a little bit off camera. You mentioned that you've had a large increase in dog adoptions this past week. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I normally post our our animal adoptions every Monday. So yeah, this week it was nice to see. I think there was 5 dogs this past week. So, and our old timer Zeus, that was only there for about a week as well, did find his forever home. and we've gotten updates already that he's really, really fitting in well, and he's quite happy he adopted him. So we're really happy for him in that aspect.
Yes, amazing. I was checking back on that post every couple of hours, and then when I saw that he was adopted, I just got so happy because, last couple of years he deserves to be with people who love him and all that. And how are you doing with number-wise for cats? Because that's always a big thing for the SPCA, always having too many cats. So how are you guys doing with numbers on that?
Yeah, we're still I think we have our little thing that we always update up on our wall, and we're at about 60. So we're really lowering in numbers in foster. So most of our animals are in shelter now. So again, we're still, most of our kennels are full. We did, a few cats that were abandoned. We have them at the shelter. So I did a stray post today as well. There was only 3 cats on there, but realistically, we had just called someone off of a waiting list. So that was 3 cats there, and then the 3 that were abandoned, and then those 3. So we've just gotten 9 in the last few days. So it does happen quickly that we do fill up. And like I said, with that waiting list, as soon as we do have that space, we try and get everybody that's on there in, or as we can.
And really quickly before we wrap up, is there any other events or things that the SPCA are doing upcoming?
Yeah, like we just have our Valentine's Day photos. I think we're going to try doing it on the 13th at PetSmart for sure. And just so we're not invading on Valentine's Day itself. Even if your animal is your Valentine, then we can just do it on the 13th. But yeah, we'll try and do that at PetSmart on the 13th.
All right. Well, thank you so much for bringing in Caddy, who's starting to fall asleep just a little bit. So thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Manage your waste and recyclables with Quick Pick Waste Disposal. 100% locally owned and proud to serve and support the communities we call home. Quick Pick, the convenient solution to avoid pollution.
I'm Justin with Boom 1019 and Hot 93.7, and here's what's happening. The Wainwright Art Show and Sale is going down this Friday and Saturday. This incredible showcase features hundreds of original pieces of artwork from local artists, all within 100 kilometers of Wainwright. This all-ages event takes place at the PMM in Wainwright and is completely free to attend. Most of the pieces will be for sale, so if you want to grab a few things to spice up your life, make sure you bring either a cash or a check. And the Wainwright Arts Festival Literary Night is happening at the Wainwright Public Library. That is going down this Thursday. This is an open mic night for local writers and poets, and it starts at 7 and is also completely free to attend. If you'd like to read your work, make sure you show up just a little early to sign up. The event kicks off at 7. And even more stand-up comedy is coming our way, and it's going to be a blast. The Snowdon Comedy Tour is hitting the Vic Juba Theater on March 5th, featuring a ton of award-winning comics. This night will be one you're going to be sorry if you miss out on. For more information, check out our website's tickets are available now. I'm Justin with Boom 1019 and Hot 93.7, and that's what's happening.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Hello, I'm happy to be joined once again on our PTLN news set by Ryan Armstrong and Stephanie Dobson. Welcome back to talk about the free legal clinic and information nights.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First thing we want to talk about is for February. So you have the free public legal information session. And I know we've talked before, but Ryan, maybe tell me what exactly are these sessions designed for?
So these sessions are a little more general in nature. They're about a specific topic. In this instance, it's family law.
Okay.
And so the presenter will be a local lawyer who attends, likely with a PowerPoint presentation, and we'll have some speaking points and some information on various aspects of family law, such as custody access, child support. And there will be an opportunity to ask questions that are somewhat generic in nature, although I appreciate people often make them specific.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be a little bit of time for Q&A at the end of it.
Okay, and what is the date and the time of this one, and where is it at?
The date and time is February 20th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
And that's at the Community Services Building here in Lloydminster.
And do you have to sign up for this one, or you can just show up for this?
No, this is not like our clinic, so they can just show up.
Okay.
There'll be a group of people likely there. It will probably be a little better attended because it's about the family law topic.
Right.
But there'll certainly hopefully be at least 10 or 12 people there, and we encourage everyone to show up early.
Okay. And Stephanie, next question for you. I want to talk about the free legal advice clinic. Now, this is coming up in March, and we always like to kind of promote both of these at the same time. So this works a little bit differently. Tell me about the dynamics of anybody who wants to get into the free legal clinic.
Okay, so the free legal clinic is a sign up required. So you can call the number, which is 587-789-0727, and that number will be on the Facebook page as well, I believe. And you have to call ahead, and there's a financial eligibility requirement.
Okay.
So the idea of the free clinic is that free local lawyers are helping people that are of low income. And so when they call in to book the appointment, they'll have some income testing that they need to do, and then they can book in with one of our lawyers.
And is there a specific subject for this legal advice clinic, or when the people call in, do they say, I want to talk about divorce or landlord-tenant or whatever the case is? Can they kind of pick what they want to talk about?
Yeah, so whatever the particular person's problem is, they'll just let the intake worker know, and they'll make sure that that particular topic, that we have a lawyer available. And most of the time, the topics are around family law, sometimes criminal, landlord-tenant, employment law, those sorts of things. But at the end of the day, there's no restrictions on the kind of law that we can provide advice on. We just have to make sure that the lawyer who specializes in that particular area is able to volunteer in that evening.
Okay, yeah, and that they'll be there. In regards to the actual services that you guys provide, why is this something that you guys do? Maybe I'll throw that to you, Ryan. Why do you like to, and why are you involved in these two events?
Well, this was born out of one of our Battleford Bar Association meetings when we had involved Pro Bono Law Alberta and Pro Bono Law Saskatchewan. There's these clinics are offered in other centres, usually larger centres, and they're staffed on a more frequent basis. But we thought in Lloydminster, at the time it was the downturn in the economy, and certainly I think a lot of us local lawyers were seeing a need for something to stem the gap between what legal aid covers and what can be reasonably covered on a long-term basis with a local lawyer. And so in that regard, we teamed up with the other law firms in town to ensure that we could staff these clinics, and we've now moved for the past year to having something once a month, so we're pretty proud of that.
Okay, and Stephanie, just before we go here, we had been talking about the legal advice clinic, and because it is a sign up, some people will wait till last minute, but if it's very popular, you could get stuck in basically, well, no, you can't go to this one, you might go to that one. So basically you want people to sign up as early as possible?
So all of our clinics are held, whether it's the education seminar or the clinic itself is held on the third Thursday of every month. And so you can sign up for any of the clinics. We have the clinics scheduled all throughout 2020, and when you call in, you can let them know which is the most convenient time or month for you. But they do fill up. So we typically have somewhere between 2 to 3 lawyers. If we find that there's a huge demand, we can find additional lawyers for that. So our goal is to have all of our clinics completely full and in need of additional lawyers. So the sooner that you sign up, the more likely it is that we can accommodate everyone who has the need.
Okay, and just one more time before we go here, Stephanie, what's the best number to call to set up these appointments?
Okay, it's a local number, 587-789-0727, and it's open to both Alberta and Saskatchewan residents.
Okay, great. Well, thank you both for joining me today.
Perfect, thank you.
Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, a high of -9 and a low of -27 for tomorrow. And then on Thursday, it'll be a high of -4, high of -1 on Friday, +1 on Saturday to start your weekend off. And then a high of -4 on Sunday, -7 back on Monday, and then -10 on Tuesday to wrap up your 7-day forecast.
You know what? The weather's starting to look much, much better, isn't it?
Yes, it's definitely getting down to the lower temperatures and then kind of climbing back up and then back down again. I hope that it doesn't go too
much.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the +1 is coming.
Yes.
It is awesome.
And hopefully it continues to get above 0.
Definitely. I hope everybody enjoys tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.